Hello everyone, it's Amy Brookes here of the Intuitive Rising, and it is New Year's Eve, December 31st, 2021. Just a few hours left here before the new year, and I wasn't planning to come on today, but I felt nudged to come downstairs and to do some card pulls for the collective. So earlier tonight, I pulled that card right there for the collective and put it in a reel. Something in my eyeball, put it in a reel on my Instagram page about how change is inevitable. We've experienced a lot of change in the last 2 years. 2022 is going to continue with that momentum of change, but in order to grow and evolve individually and collectively as a society and as a world, change needs to continue. And I know it's overwhelming, the amount of change we've had in the last couple of years, and it's just really because it's come all at once. I kind of like, as I'm saying that, I'm getting an image of somebody kind of shaking somebody awake. And I definitely feel as if that's what's happened to us and is happening to us collectively over the last couple of years. I almost feel like we were asleep. 2020, we're just kind of waking up. 2021, definitely more awareness about what the heck is going on. And 2022 is just even more of that. So it might feel heavy to have these things continue into this next brand new year. But you have to think of it from the standpoint that you have 2 years of this under your belt now. You have experience. You have learned things. You have experienced things in the last 2 years that you're better prepared for change. There's a sense, we're still in this in-between balance where we so desire things to stay the same and to go back to the way they were, but also know that they cannot. So we're still in this in-between limbo kind of stage, but we just need to keep moving the needle, releasing, allowing the change to happen. It's inevitable. It's going to happen, with or without us being okay with it. Okay, so I just want to start the reading with that because that's what was on my heart, and now I'm going to get straight into it. So I pulled 3 cards. I went over to my shelf behind me, kind of felt intuitively led to 3 different decks. I've already gone ahead and pulled them and given brief interpretations here in my notes, and I'll channel as we go. I'll try to keep it somewhat quick, but being as this is an end of the year kind of wrap up and moving into 2022, it might be a little bit longer than the weeklies are normally. Also, I wanted to let you guys know that on the podcast, which is called Soul Rising, we have done a 2022 energy forecast. That episode is live as of right now on YouTube and on all podcast places. We're not just on Apple and Spotify anymore. We're all over the place. So wherever you listen to your podcast, search for Soul Rising. You'll be sure to find us. Okay, so the first card that comes up for us is from the Chakra Wisdom Oracle deck. We've got a card from the Sacral Chakra. A lot of stuff's been coming up for me lately, personally, but also within my clients about this particular chakra. So this is the orange chakra. This is kind of down near our navel, in our belly. And something that tagline that comes along with this card, this is the guilt card, by the way. The tagline that comes with this card is, I'm sorry, but I have to take care of myself. This is something that we've learned in 2021. We're learning 2022. We're being asked to implement that, to take everything that we've learned and start to implement it in our life and our daily life in 2022. So I'm sorry, but I have to take care of myself, I feel is like our mantra, the mantra we all need for 2022. Okay, guys, so this is about emotional processing, mastering your emotions. So we're feeling all the feels. We've been feeling all the feels for the last couple of years. Now we're being asked to master our emotions a little bit. It doesn't mean that we're not allowed to have emotions. It means that we don't allow our emotions to totally like run the show. We're being asked to kind of steer the ship a little bit. Use the experience, the learnings that we've had over the last couple years, and learn to steer the ship a little bit more around emotions and emotional processing. So this has a lot to do with like sense of control, struggling with your emotions. So we've been feeling a lot of guilt lately. Guilt maybe of not being able to do the things that we used to do for other people because we are kind of burnt out, we're struggling emotionally, we're overwhelmed, we have too much on our plate. So we just have this sense, this overwhelming umbrella hanging over us with guilt. Okay? And however you interpret guilt, I'm not necessarily just interpreting it as, you feel bad about something. But this is really just about struggling with emotions, okay? So this card is asking you to reclaim your life. In 2022, the universe is asking us to reclaim our life. And we do this through mastering our emotions, okay? Knowing that our emotions do not run the show, we do. We feel our emotions. We allow ourselves to feel our emotions. We do not allow our emotions to run the show. This is more self-awareness coming in. Need more self-awareness, okay? This is about honesty and freedom, and how really being honest with yourself, being honest with other people, being honest about what you need and what you want, and what you don't want, is emotional freedom. So it starts with you. This is how you free the chains, this guilty feeling. So you see in this picture, the woman is like doing some ironing. I'm just like looking more at the imagery. So it's the same woman, I think, but in one scene, she's doing ironing. She has a chain to her wrist. She's got this angel halo. And then behind, you see a woman that looks absolutely down, depressed, and she's sitting there kind of like, she's got like a jug of water in front of her or something. I think this has a little bit to do about lack of caring for yourself, right? You're trying to be what everybody else wants you to be, this little angel. You're chained to responsibilities, and it's leaving you feeling like this. This is what 2021's been about. We don't want to repeat in 2022. So we need to get more clear on our emotions, on our needs. Boundaries are a huge thing coming in once again. We need to work on our boundaries. The last 2 years have taught us what our boundaries are. Some people aren't aware what your boundaries are. The last 2 years have taught us what our boundaries are. The things that are just like not feeling right, that you can't, I'm getting an image of somebody juggling and I can't keep up, like there's too many balls in the air. The things that you can't hold on to, that aren't in, your priorities. It's almost like getting really clear on our priorities through a sense of overwhelm. Speak your truth even when your voice shakes. I want you guys to write that down. Speak your truth even when your voice shakes, and I'm sorry, but I have to take care of myself. This is what 2022 is all about. Finding balance between giving and receiving. Given way too much. You're burnt out emotionally. We're just struggling in general with our emotions. Okay? Just some guidance, how we're already feeling, and some guidance about what to do about it. Boundaries will be really helpful for all of us. Knowing that your emotions do not steer the ship, you do. Your emotions tell you something. They are messengers. Listen to them, but don't allow them to kind of like overthrow the ship. Don't allow them to take over. Try your hardest to work on emotional process. how you process emotions and what happens with them. If you allow yourself to feel them. I feel like there's a lot of suppression of emotion, to be honest. And emotions actually, when we suppress emotions, we might think that we're in control because we've told our emotions to go away. We are suppressing our emotions, but emotions don't ever go away, right? We're just stuffing them further in. The sacral chakra is way down near the bottom, okay? We're stuffing them all the way down. They're not going anywhere. They actually are still running us. They show up in our unconscious behaviors, in our patterns, in our cycles. That's where they show. So they're still running the show. In order to master your emotions, you allow yourself to feel it. You do not suppress, you do not push down. You allow yourself to feel them, and then you allow them to go. They don't go unless you feel them, okay? And that is you being the captain of your own emotional ship, so to speak, okay? Next card is the Hunter. It says, track down your fears and desires. This kind of goes, all of these cards kind of go together. So this is really about how we're being asked to work on our fears this year, the things that are what's holding us back, right? A lot of it has to do with the emotions that we're suppressing. Not speaking our voices, not speaking our truth. Feeling all this rage and then suppressing it. We're only hurting ourselves by doing this. We keep all of that trapped inside of our bodies. That's what the chakra is. Chakra is energy centers within your body. Okay? This is asking you to go head on with your fears. What is holding me back and why? What are my limiting self-beliefs? The things you fear, underneath the fear, if you uncover it, if you go right towards it head on, what you'll find are your hidden desires and wants and your wishes. I said recently, I don't know, maybe a month or so ago in one of these videos that envy can be seen as a good thing, not as a negative thing, because the things that you envy are the things that you want for yourself. Okay, so it's the same kind of messaging as this. What is it that you want? What's holding you back? What are you admiring in somebody else? What are you envying in somebody else? You can have that too. Your fear is holding you back. So it's really asking you to be confident, to use your power to make a difference, overcome your limitations. Finally, I'm doing good for time, surprise. Finally, from my astrology deck, I pulled, this is from house 2. Okay, now if you are aware of your birth chart, if you have your birth time, you can go and plug that in online in like a free birth chart calculator, and you will be able to find which house your different planets are in, the different signs. If you have anything in house 2, that might just be more amped up this year for you. So for me, house 2 is my moon is in house 2, as well as my Pluto. Okay, so this might be an interesting year for me. Anyhow, so house 2 represents our personal resources, material values, money, our self-worth, our body awareness, establishing physical security, getting really safe in our bodies. I've been using a lot of wording lately. I've been reading a lot of books lately. It's just it's all the universe is definitely speaking to me lately about being rooted, about being grounded, about being really solid in where you are. When everything's it's kind of like the image of, if there was a tornado coming, the external tornado, this is 2020 to 2022, right? The tornado, what do? You don't just go stand out in the middle of it and you're like, You go and you get somewhere, you get on the ground. Right? You get really rooted, get really firm. This is asking you to get really rooted in your body, in your self-worth. Work on these things. You do that through these cards. See how they're all tied in? You do that by setting boundaries, by speaking your truth, by honoring yourself, by working through your emotions, by letting them out, by not suppressing them. You face your fears. You ask yourself what you want. What are you envious of? Don't judge yourself for being envious of anything. Envy is a sign, is showing you. It's like a light, a flashlight shining on something that you want and you very likely could have. I truly, truly believe in my bones that we don't dream of things that aren't possible for us. If we can dream it, we can do it. Because you and I don't have the same dreams. We all have different dreams. Some of us have similar dreams. But, that tells you that the things that you dream about, that you actually want, that aren't influenced by anybody else, not you following blindly down somebody else's path. It's you charging forward on your own path based on what you want. If you can dream that, it's possible for you. So I wrote deep rootedness in your body. This is also kind of calling us out, saying that there is an imbalance on our dependence of material things. There's an imbalance between what we think we need and what we need. We're really being urged to get back to basics, to get really comfortable and strong in our bodies. Because, I'll be honest, when I'm feeling not rooted in my body, when I'm feeling, when something's going on with me and I'm not really happy, something that I've noticed, a pattern within myself, is I kind of will want to, acquire more things. So I might I just want to spend. Other people, it might be eating, it might be drinking, whatever it is. It's there's an excess, a feeling of excess. But when you're really, really, really happy in your skin, you don't need anything. So we're being asked to get back to that place where we're just happy in our skin and we don't need anything else. All we need is what we have. Some other things that I wrote down was a possible, because there's more body awareness coming through in 2022 and more awareness of self and our emotions, because if you work through all that stuff and you see that, it's a pattern that every time I'm feeling down, I go and I'm spending a lot of money, or I start drinking more, or I start to eat more, or whatever it is. It's a pattern. That's self-awareness, right? That's a win for you. It might feel crushing when you have those realizations, holy crap, because a lot of those things we do on autopilot, they're unconscious behaviors. So when you unearth them, it might feel a little bit heavy, but please know that's a win. That's a win because you're now aware. You're aware of it, so you can make a different choice next time. That's you not allowing your emotions to steer the ship. That's you steering your own ship. That's an example. So I wrote down, because there's more body awareness, that we might in 2022 as a collective feel like we want to change our diet in some way, eat different in some way, different movement. There just seems to be a focus on body awareness. It doesn't mean body improvement. I don't mean we're all going to go on diets because we want to look better, because that's actually, that can be a whole other thing of why are you doing that, right? When there's a focus more on, I just feel intuitively like I don't want to eat this anymore, or I want to do this, because you're starting to see the patterns in things. You're starting to see, I think I do this because of this. And when I eat this, it doesn't make me feel good. So I'm not going to do that anymore. Things like that. Okay, more body awareness, changing your body, change how you're treating your body and your mind and your soul. Definitely more encouragement for rest. When I say self-care, I don't just mean pampering in terms of spa days and all those kind of things. It can mean those things, but really just pampering by doing these things, this is self-care. This is the real VIP self-care, right? These things, bubble baths and spa days do not hurt, but this is the real self-care. 2022, we're coming for ya. We're ready. We're ready. We might not think we're ready, but we're ready. Remember what I said earlier in my reel? The world may feel unsteady, but you are steady. Happy New Year, everyone.